take a look at team diversity. Organizational psychologists think of teams and organizations as open systems. They're characterized by interdependent internal parts or subsystems and dependency upon the external environment for sustaining resources to those output. Applying this definition to teams, membership is usually specified. Team members are interdependent, and if one leaves or is replaced, others must readjust. From the organizational environment, the team receives tasks, assignments, members, and resources for processing work, which becomes output into that environment. The system helps to clarify successes and difficulties for work teams. However, frequently, individual behavior and results of team efforts are constrained by factors in the team's environment. Does the team receive sufficient proactive inputs or appropriate inputs? Do internal processes operate effectively? Because the team is interdependent, changes elsewhere will produce adjustments in the team. The effects of surface diversity on team processes are inconsistent. Diversity in tenure, experience with teams or organizations, is the most likely to create problems in communication, conflict, and group cohesion. Effects of age diversity are weaker and least consistent. In contrast, deep level diversity is more likely to impact the team positively if internal process is carefully managed. For example, diversity in functional area is likely to create conflict about the task, but this can have positive and negative effects. Diversity is more beneficial when the team focuses on exploration, like solving problems, innovating, trying out various ideas, creating something new, and so on. A variety of skills, knowledge, and experience is likely to be helpful in this situation. Focus on leadership and group process to coordinate differences among team members. If team process emphasizes conformity, those with different perspectives may not express them, and the team will not benefit from their ideas. Strengthen influence of minority viewpoints by acknowledging member expertise, specifically requesting alternative ideas, or striving for consensus rather than deciding by majority vote. This review confirms that the promise of diversity for team and organizational outcomes will not be realized unless it's managed by appropriate leadership and group process in a culture of learning and effectiveness. This framework can be used to diagnose how well a team is working to make the most of diversity. Often, tasks are routinely assigned to teams without careful consideration of who should do what. In the terms of the group process model, does an individual have the resources, like information and skill, needed to complete the task? If the answer is yes, then the job should probably be given to that person. However, if the answer is no, and no single individual can do the job well, then it should be assigned to a team. But how large? The effects of group size on process and productivity vary. As size increases, potential productivity rises because of increased resources brought by additional members. However, with an increasing size, improvement in PP slows because new members add little value to what's new and uncomplicated. As size increases, process losses increase as well. Problems in coordinating and maintaining motivation for a 12-member team are greater than a team of 3. The key is to form a team large enough to capture advantages of additional members without having too many. How does this apply in diversity and inclusion? Some tasks benefit from including perspectives of people differing in experience and knowledge, assuming that team processes permit them to be expressed and receive attention. With respect to motivation and coordination, heterogeneous teams often present greater challenges than teams of similar people or individuals working alone. The effects of surface diversity are sometimes problematic. The manager who forms a diverse team should plan to manage team processes carefully in order to avoid problems that surface diversity and obtain positive effects of deep level diversity. A team's success obviously depends on whether it has the resources needed to accomplish its work tasks. However, distribution of resources among members is also important and often related to internal diversity. People from different functional areas or educational backgrounds are likely to have non overlapping information and different skill sets. A team may have all the resources needed for the task and may be motivated to perform well, but if resources are not coordinated, results will be disappointing. Process may be duplicative, unpleasant, or wasteful of time or contributions of members. Benefits of team diversity may be lost if people and subtasks are not well matched. Questions about leadership in diverse contexts have taken two forms. First, there are special requirements for successful diversity leadership in teams or organizations that include members from various backgrounds. Second, whether persons from different backgrounds face special challenges when aspiring to or finding themselves in leadership positions. People come to leadership roles in many ways, and only some of them are effective leaders. It's important to consider the leader's relationship with individuals as well as the team as a whole. Even in relatively homogeneous teams, quality of leader-member relationships can be quite variable. In diverse teams, this is problematic if quality is higher for those sharing the leader's identity group than for those with different backgrounds. Leadership can be understood as a property of relationships rather than an attribute of a person. Leading oneself implies continual development of understanding and claiming one's own social identity as well as identity as a leader. This involves understanding how diverse others will respond to the leader and how their reaction may be affected by their own social identity. Working with others requires sensitivity to salient aspects of your own and others' identities, communication of respect and confidence, and development of an inspiring vision. The leader must also build respectful relationships with individuals by acknowledging unique ways in which each can contribute. Leaders should provide intellectual challenge by encouraging consideration of better alternatives to usual procedures. Focusing on individuals rather than categories is also important.